When an architectural practice is given the green light on a construction project, there's often a party. I know, I've been to a few. One of my friends is an architect. Off they go for a spot of fine dining and self gratulation, partly because their vision will now be realised, partly because their fee will boost the company's coffers really quite nicely. This is a process that is repeated again when a main contractor is appointed. They'll issue a press release proclaiming their selection over their major rivals before heading off to yet another fine dining establishment to simultaneously pat themselves on the back and to quaff champagne. Assuming their contribution is of sufficient size, specialist subcontractors might also throw a small party to celebrate being selected to be part of this notable scheme. And then, when the project is at or near completion, there'll be yet another party, a topping out ceremony or a ribbon cutting. All the high rollers involved in the project will be there. In all likelihood, there'll be a local councillor there too, basking in the reflected glory as if they'd made some vital contribution to the contract, even though everyone knows that the local authority hindered the works at every possible turn. Parties at the beginning of the project, parties at the end. But like a sandwich consisting purely of two slices of bread, there's an important element that has been overlooked. The part that brings it all together, the middle, the meat in the construction contract sandwich. Where is the party for the men and the women that actually had boots on the ground? Where is the champagne for those with dirt on the boots that actually brought this complex and demanding project to fruition? Where was their invitation when details of the topping out ceremony went out? And while some at the top end of the business marked their contribution with several hours of fine dining and equally fine wines, those that did the real work barely had time to scarf down a bacon roll before being shouted at to get back to work. The truth is, while the topping out ceremony is going on, many of the workers that delivered the project will be heading for another site or worrying if they will get the chance. Some will be scrutinising their electronic banking system, hoping and praying they get paid by the very people now slurping champagne. And some may even be nursing cuts, grazes, and injuries sustained while working to meet unreasonable deadlines not of their making. There's no podium for them, no speech in their honour. Their names will not be etched into a commemorative plaque or printed in a glossy brochure. The foreman, if he's lucky, might get a handshake. A site manager might get a nod of approval from a director who has barely set foot on site. But the rest? The steel fixers, the bricklayers, the labourers, the plant operators, the electricians, the scaffolders, and every other soul who sweated through long days and bitter nights, they will walk away unseen, unheard, and unappreciated. The irony is that when those in suits arrive for the grand opening, they will marvel at the polished floors, the seamless glass facades, the smooth concrete finishes, as if they had conjured them into existence with their vision alone. They'll speak about the legacy and impact, about the boldness of the design and the brilliance of the engineering, with no thought whatsoever for the men and women who risked life and limb to build it. They'll sip their champagne and toast each other's success, oblivious to the hands that bled, the backs that ached, and the minds that battled exhaustion and danger to make their dream a reality. And then, when the last glass is emptied and the last canapé is gobbled down, they'll go home. The architects will move on to their next concept. The contractors will chase their next bid. The investors will eye their next return. And the workers, they'll step onto another site, another set of blueprints, another unforgiving deadline. Their work is never ending, their effort constant, yet their recognition non existent. There'll be no medals, no grand applause, no lines of gratitude written in history books, just another project, another job, another cycle of toil. And when their bodies are broken from years of labour, when their hands shake from years of strain, there will be no gilded retirement, no generous send-off. The industry that thrived on their sweat will move on without a second glance. So, raise your glass, you who sit at the top, and toast your success. But remember, the ones who truly built this won't be there to join you. They'll be somewhere else, boots laced, hands calloused, working tirelessly, so that someone else, someday, can celebrate yet again without them.